If your wife has said, I'm done, I want space, I want a divorce, or I don't know if I love you anymore, then the first thing you do next matters more than almost anything you have done in the last 6 months. And the first move is not to beg, it's not to argue, it's not to send a paragraph proving how much you love her. It's not to say, but what about the kids? And it's not to panic and demand reassurance. That might feel like love, but to her, it will feel like pressure. Now, in this video, I'll give you the first move, the first sentence, and also the first 48-hour plan for a man whose wife says she's done. Now, stay with me because near the end, I'll give you the exact words to say if she says it's too late. So when a wife says she's done, many men hear only one thing. I'm about to lose my marriage. And that fear is real, but fear can make men do foolish things. They interrogate her. They demand clarity. They start making promises. They bring up every good memory. Maybe they quote scripture at her, or they try to force a final answer before she has even calmed down. But that usually just pushes her further away. A woman who says, I'm done, probably means several different things. She might mean, I'm exhausted. She might mean, I've stopped hoping. She might mean, I don't feel safe opening my heart to you. She might also mean, I've rehearsed leaving for months. And she can mean, I need you to understand the seriousness of this. So your first task isn't going to be to solve the marriage in one conversation. Instead, you want to focus on stopping making the crisis worse. Now, the big mistake is panic leadership. Panic leadership might look active, but actually it's not leadership. It's just fear wearing the costume of leadership. It says, tell me right now, are you saying you don't love me? So everything I've done means nothing? You're destroying the family. I'll change, I'll promise. Just don't leave. You're being dramatic. Now, maybe some of those sentences contain a partial truth, but they won't help in that moment. A man leads first by governing himself. That doesn't mean he becomes cold, but he does have to become steady. So here's your first move, and it needs 3 parts. Part 1, receive the seriousness without arguing. Part 2, take responsibility without collapsing. And part 3, ask for one next conversation, not the whole future. Say something like this. I hear that you feel done. I'm not going to argue with you or pressure you tonight, but I do want to understand what has brought you to this point, and I'm willing to take responsibility for my part. So this is good because it does 4 things. It tells her that you heard her. It also tells her you're not going to chase her. Lets her know you're not dismissing her, and it tells her you're not making her carry the weight of your panic and fear. Now, the wrong version would be to say something like this. Now, are you serious? You're just going to throw away our marriage? I've been trying. You never appreciate anything. You always do this. That's just self-defense. The right version would be, I can see this is serious. I'm not going to respond from fear. I want what's good for our marriage, and I want to understand the pain beneath what you're saying. Stay steady. Now, in a minute, I'll show you what to do if she starts listing every failure you've ever made, because that's where most men lose control. Now, if she begins to explain, don't cross-examine. Let's say she says, I've felt alone for years. You say, you haven't been alone. I've been working constantly. That's a debate. Try this instead. Tell me where you felt most alone. Now, what if she says, every serious conversation turns into a fight? You shouldn't say, that's because you start them at the worst time. Instead, say something like, I can see why that would make you stop trying. I want to hear what I've done that's made things worse. Or if she says, you never lead, you shouldn't say, what do you even mean by lead? Instead, just say, okay, give me the clearest example. I really want to understand what I've done rather than just try to defend myself. Now, this doesn't mean that every accusation is fully true. It just means you've got enough discipline, enough self-control not to try to litigate truth while she's still hurting. From a Catholic view, a husband's first duty in crisis isn't domination. It's charity governed by prudence. Now, charity seeks the true good of the other. Prudence chooses the right means. Fortitude remains firm under fear, and meekness restrains anger, so justice can speak without rage. That's why don't beg doesn't mean don't care. It means don't make your fear her burden. So here's your 48-hour plan. First, say less than you want to say. For the first 2 days, don't send long emotional essays. Don't try to reopen the conversation every hour. Don't ask, where do we stand now? Every time she walks through the room. Second, remove one obvious source of pressure. If you know you've been pushing for sex, stop pushing. If you know you've been interrogating her, stop interrogating. If you know you've been defensive, stop explaining. If you know you've been absent, become reliably present in one ordinary duty. Then choose a concrete act of leadership. This doesn't need to be a grand romantic gesture. It doesn't need to be flowers with desperate energy. Just do something that reduces her burden. Maybe handle bedtime, clean the kitchen, make an appointment of some sort that's been stressing her out. Set a schedule, take the kids out, or fix something you've been postponing. Fourth, you can ask for a calm conversation. Say something like this. Can we talk for 20 minutes tomorrow night? I don't want to argue. I just want to understand the 3 biggest things that made you feel done. And I want to tell you some of the changes that I'm willing to make. Now, don't ask her to comfort you. Many men say stuff like, I haven't slept, I feel sick, I can't eat, you're killing me. And maybe that's true, but if she's already emotionally exhausted, what she hears is, even now, I must take care of him. So instead, bring your fear to God, your priest, a wise married man who's your friend, maybe a counselor, maybe a coach. Don't dump all of it on your wife, who's just said she's at breaking point. Don't recruit the children. Don't publicly shame her. Don't threaten her. Don't punish her. Don't fake sudden holiness to manipulate her. Pray because God is real, not because prayer is a lever to make your wife stay. Now, if she says it's too late, say this. I understand why it feels too late to you, and I'm not going to demand hope from you today. I'm going to start acting like the husband I should have been without asking you to reward me immediately. So this is strong because it doesn't argue with her despair, doesn't surrender the marriage either, and it also puts responsibility back where it belongs, which is your own conduct. And focusing on that is really the best way to empower yourself. But just one note, if there's violence, coercion, serious addiction, any kinds of threats or danger in the home, then get help in person, fast and locally. Talk to a priest, qualified therapist, or the right authorities if someone is unsafe. You don't need to pretend that danger is normal. Now, if you only ask one question, ask this. What did you stop hoping I would understand? Then just be quiet. Not a fake quiet with you just waiting to speak. Really quiet. Because that question is going to reach the deeper pain, the loneliness, the contempt, the sexual pressure, the emotional absence, the passive leadership, the lack of protection, the years of unresolved conflict. What did you stop hoping I would understand? So your goal this week isn't to make her feel madly in love again. Your goal is just to become credible. Credible means your words and your actions match. You can stay calm when you're corrected. You can repair quickly after conflict. You can do your ordinary duties without applause. And you can also hear pain without making yourself the victim. Stop thinking your wife is going to return after one big speech that you make. She might begin to soften when she sees sustained, peaceful, masculine responsibility. So here's your assignment. Just write down 3 things. What pain did she name? What pattern in me helped create it? What action can I take in the next 24 hours without demanding or even expecting a response? Then do that action. And if you want help applying this to your exact situation, click the link in the description and the pinned comment to get KnowlandBot, our AI marriage coach for 24/7 instant guidance on WhatsApp. You can describe what your wife said, what you said back, and also what you should do next. Also, you can leave your questions in the comments. Each month, I'll answer the best ones on the channel, keeping details anonymous and focusing on what will help other husbands and wives too. Thanks for watching.